Looks like we made it this time without the camera falling out. That's a good thing. All right, I want to get right into it. You guys see my guest here, Stephen, the Virginia Bushcrafter. My man, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Oh, we're doing great here in Orlando.
That's great. That's
Like
good.
I watched your video yesterday,
Yes.
and I thought that was awesome. The way
Thank
you
you.
get out there, he does that a lot, guys. If you're not subscribed to his channel, go over there and do it. The Virginia Bushcrafter. He gets out in the bush and does live streams on YouTube, and he's out there with nothing but his gear, building shelters and just doing different bushcrafting things that it looks like a lot of fun. I used to do that back when I was younger. I'm too old to do it now.
Yeah, it is fun. It is fun.
But what we're going to do right now is do a roll call. I appreciate everybody being here. Let's see who's in the house with us tonight. Hopefully they're looking forward to meeting you. There's our boy right there, Rural 2IC. My man. Sorry I missed your live stream last night, but I did watch it this morning. That was a good one, too. Husky Mama's with us. She's at the Sebring races. Oh, wow. All right. Good. I'm glad you're going to be there on Sunday. That's going to be fun. We're going to talk about that in just a few minutes. Bobby Bama. All right. Are you? He's from, looks like Rural's bunch there. Are you in Bama? Or is that just what you come up with? Wanda Landry's with us. Come on down. Who else we got down? There's the Raider, my man right there. I don't know how you do them live streams you do. I couldn't sit there for 2 or 3 hours and talk like that. Debbie Jones is with us. Thank you so much, my girl. All right. And Carrie. Yeah, there we go. Donald T4. Come on down. Buzz, we're going to miss you on Sunday, buddy. Come on. I know you got family coming over. We live in Florida. That happens a lot. Okay. We got visitors from up north, whatever, Slip out of there for a couple of hours and come see us, man. I want to shake your hand. Dadgum. Come on down. Who else we got down here? Michelle J. in the great state of Tennessee. My girl right there. Hope you got your coins. Appreciate you what you did for us here. I've turned it over into some prizes right here we're going to talk about in just a few minutes. Come on down. Who else we got? Tammy Joe's with us. There we go. All right. Kathy C. in the Iowa crowd. Weather's got to be getting nice up your way. It's that time of year when it really gets beautiful up there. Let's see. Let's go, he said. Hill Bill from Montana. I know you're cold, buddy. Are you still cold up there? Bill Kilmer's with us. St. Cloud, Florida. Hey, Bill. I'm sure you're familiar with the Triple N Ranch down there, the gun range. So the next time I go down there, hopefully you'll join me. I'll announce it right here. So whoever wants to join me can join me. Short-lived Saints, been there a couple of times. Me and him's hooked up and sent some freedom seeds downrange. So hopefully you'll join us next time. Farmer's back. All right. Nishka, my girl right there. She wants to say hello to the OP Nation. There's my brother in Tennessee. We got to get you a 10-meter radio and get you hooked up so we can talk. If everything goes down, we'll be able to talk. Who else we got? There we go. There's Tamara, L&L Homestead. Go over and check her out, guys. Oh, and Rural. Go check Rural's channel out. Every day he's got something over there for you. Every day. That's great. And go check out Tamara. Come on down. Who else we got? Is that it? Nope, there's Sports Mobile 83, my man right there.
Read the question.
Read the question. I don't see a
Go
question.
on down further.
Okay, well, I'll catch up with you in a minute. My man Craig, I'm pretty sure he's going to be there on Sunday at our meet and greet. Hopefully he'll have his little radio set up there. And I want to encourage all of you that's going to be there. If you have something you want to share with people, bring a little table and set it up and share whatever you want with the folks that's showing up. Lynn, my girl right there in Ocala, up by the bombing range. Patriot Ordnance. Yes, sir. Thank you so much. Come on down. Who else we got down here? Sports Mobile asked the question. How close was a tornado to you the other day? Actually, Lake Mary's probably about what, 15 miles from
Yeah,
here.
I was following it to the doctor's office.
Yeah.
It's about halfway to there. Yeah,
Yeah,
about 15.
yeah. They were reporting all over the news everywhere. I got relatives in Tennessee, and they saw this report how tornadoes hit Orlando, and they're calling me and checking on me. And it's in the next little town up. It's not even in Orlando. But hey, I appreciate them calling and checking on me. Please don't check out my channel because there's nothing there. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Post something up there for us. Give us something, anything. If I can sit here and rattle my head and entertain you, you can do the same thing. But I brought my man in here tonight because if you remember a couple of weeks ago, we had Mikey and Bill over here from Celebrating Farm Life, and they gave you a couple of homesteading tips you can use wherever you are. But my man here tonight, he's going to give us a couple of tips on if you have to bug out and you're looking for an uninhabited area, somewhere where you can go hide. Hopefully that'll never happen. Hopefully things will never get that bad. But he's going to give us a few tips on that. So let's get on over there. What you got for him, Stephen? What's that first? What's the most important one?
Most important one is shelter.
There you go.
Shelter is the most important one. So again, thank you, Orlando Prep, for having me. I've been looking forward to this. I'm happy to be here and share any information that I can. So there is so much information to share when it comes to bushcrafting that I'm going to try to hit the main points. So my channel is called the Virginia Bushcrafter, and it is all about learning and practicing the skills of bushcrafting, prepping, and survival. Now, when it comes to bushcrafting, bushcrafting is actually fun. However, you want to prepare so that you don't get in a situation that puts you into a survival situation. So there's so much to cover. I'm going to hit the highlights real quick. So the most important thing is shelter, because there is a 3 rule, knowing that 3 minutes without air, it's 3 hours that your body can withstand harsh weather, 3 days without water, 3 weeks without food, and there's also 3 months without human contact. So when it comes to shelter, I'm going to say what works for me, and I hope this will help you all. The first thing I consider is, if you're starting out, take a tarp with you. This is a 5x7 mylar tarp.
There you go.
As you can see, it does have the mylar on the inside. And I say this one because it only has 4 grommets. It is 5x7. And the quickest shelter to make is a lean-to. This is going to be at a 45-degree angle. Now, the only thing that the thing about this is that the mylar will reflect heat on you when it's cold, and you can turn it the other way and it will reflect heat away from you in the summer.
Oh,
Now,
wow.
the only thing you're going to need with this is 2 tent pegs. 2 tent pegs if you're going to make a lean-to. And a lean-to is basically at a 45-degree angle. But you can also make an A-frame out of this, where you will need 4 tent pegs. The only other thing you're going to need with this is a ridge line. And the ridge line, I keep my ridge line prepared with Prusik knots on here. And I'm just going to take this apart really quickly to show you. If you're not familiar with Prusik knots, they allow you to tighten and loosen your ridge line.
It's easy though. You're shaking your head.
Here's an example of a Prusik knot. As you see, you can move it left, right, but when you put tension on it, it won't move. So the components again for your shelter will be the tarp, the tent pegs, and a ridge line. That will give you something to sleep under.
Right.
But you're also going to need something to sleep on. And what I recommend, especially starting off, is a bedroll. As you can see, it is thick.
It's just styrofoam, is that right?
Styrofoam, that is correct.
All
And
right.
the reason why I chose this
Yeah.
is because you don't have to inflate it.
Right.
I'm a firm believer that anything that you inflate, at some point it will puncture. So this will also reduce the conduction. You always want to have something to sleep on to reduce the conduction.
Right.
So this is something to sleep on, and then you're going to need something to sleep in. Now we know that our clothing is our first line of defense,
Right.
according to the weather. So if it's cold, of course, you're going to have on layers, you're going to have on your coat and so forth. But if it's spring, summer, fall, your clothing is going to be different. However, what I suggest is that you sleep in a bivvy. Now, this bivvy is also mylar. You can unzip it, you can get in it, and
Yeah.
this mylar will reflect your heat.
I actually gave some of those away a couple of years ago.
Yeah, they're really good.
Yeah.
And in addition to the bivvy, I suggest taking a wool blanket. Once you wrap up in that bivvy, get inside that bivvy with this wool blanket, you're going to be warm in very cold weather. And you can use this wool blanket and make a lean-to out of it as well, because it is 5x7.
Right.
So the thing you want to think about actually when it comes to shelter, you want to make sure you have something to sleep under, something to sleep on, and something to sleep in. Now, again, for a beginner, those are the items I recommend, but you also can use foliage, you can use leaves. You want to make it so when it's compact that it's at least 4 inches to reduce the conduction.
Okay.
So
All right. We got the shelter now.
yes,
All right. So the next step I would think, I mean, you got to find water. If you don't have it, you got to find it.
exactly.
But let's go on with the environmental, since we're talking about protecting ourselves from the environment here.
Yes,
You're going to build a fire.
yes,
What do you suggest people? I mean, we know a Bic lighter, right?
right.
But
Well,
I mean, is there a better? I mean, we know we have ferro rods, stuff like that. What do you recommend for something like that?
I recommend starting off a large ferrocerium rod. Here's a large ferrocerium rod.
Yeah.
And you want this one is 6 inches. You want to get one with a striker. This is a striker. This striker is 90 degrees. It will generate sparks. You also can use this striker to make shavings from fat wood. Now, the thing about the fire, you must remember there are 5 components. You must have combustion. You must have tinder, which is something that's fluffy that will take a spark.
Right.
You must have example of tinder would be cotton balls and Vaseline.
There you go. Yeah, I
There's
got some of those.
also man-made tinder, which are fire tabs, fire sticks. So you're going to have tinder. You're going to have kindling as well. What I do recommend is that take some slivers of fat wood with you for tinder.
Okay, hang on. What's fat wood? Tell everybody what fat wood is.
Now, fat wood is generated from pine. Fat wood, when a pine tree has no life in it, the resin runs down between the trunk of the tree and the branches. It is resin. It is an oily type substance.
Right.
It will burn whether it is wet, and it's very, very flammable.
Oh wow.
So,
Cool.
yeah, I would suggest that, again, it's if you take your saw and you cut right in the joint of the branch and the trunk, more than likely you're going to find fat wood.
Okay. All right. Another question. All right.
Sure.
Another question. All right. Say you built your shelter. You got a lean-to, or you got a, we call them shelter halves, an A-frame.
Right.
How far away from the fire should that be? Or I should say, how far from that should the fire be?
I take a large step, and that's usually 3 to 3.5 feet. That's where I build the fire. But I think it's very important to make a pit or a fire ring with rocks, because that is going to help reduce the embers from flying back on you. It also, if you, and also take the dirt that you remove, that you excavate, and put it around there, that will also increase the depth, and that will also reflect heat towards you. So again, your fire, I would suggest at least 3 feet away from you.
There you go. There you go. So when you're out in the woods, and like I said, you do it all the time. Does a fire at that distance keep you warm while you're sleeping at night?
It does. It does. Sometimes the larger the fire is, sometimes it would be too warm. There have been times I have been so warm that I've had large logs that I could feel the heat became uncomfortable against close to my legs because of the clothing that I had on. But 3 feet is generally 3 feet or 3.5 feet, I would suggest.
Okay.
Being away from the fire.
Well, something we used to do, something I learned in survival training, was, build your fire actually first. I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong, but this is what they taught us.
Mm-hmm.
Build your fire first, get those hot coals and that ash, and spread them on the ground where you're going to put your sleeping pad.
Right.
And that would actually eliminate the insects in that area. Plus, the ground would hold a little heat, and you would have that under you.
Yes, I've seen that. I've seen that. Yeah.
But I was wondering about the distance myself. I mean, of course, I've been out in the wood back in the day. I used to go out in the woods and build a fire. Mm-hmm. But I would usually just, I would either build a lean-to or I would just sleep out in the open.
Yeah. A lean-to is probably the quickest thing to build.
Yeah, absolutely. And instead of a tarp, I always had a piece of parachute material.
Yes.
It was 10 feet by 10 feet. It's waterproof.
Exactly.
And it's light. And it was, like I said, 10 feet by 10 feet. I kept it folded up, and I would put it in a quart sandwich bag, freezer bag. Okay. And that's what I would carry out in the woods.
It'll work in Florida, maybe not there.
Yeah. Oh, it would. Well, it would work pretty much anywhere.
Yeah. And 10 by 10 to me is the perfect size, because you can make so many configurations out of a 10 by 10.
Yeah.
Many configurations.
Yeah, you could easily do an A-frame and then run that along the ground and then make your A-frame.
Exactly.
And that helped keep the water out, humidity out, or and stuff like that, because that parachute material is really light and it's waterproof.
Right. And you can use a poncho. A poncho is good for that as well.
Yep. Sure is.
Yeah. And but you also, when making a fire, you're going to need fuel, which is going to be anywhere that's from wrist size on up, because with the fire, you must get it started, but you also have to make a sustainable fire.
Right.
So you're going to have your wood prepped. And then after that, it's just basically air. So if you just remember the 5 components, which is combustion, tinder, kindling, fuel, and air, and you will have a sustainable fire.
There you go.
So, yeah.
Water. Now let's get to water.
Sure. Now,
let's say you're just bugging out, and you didn't bring any water with you. Okay, let's say that happened. You had to get out in a hurry, and you didn't bring any water with you.
Okay.
What's the best way to collect drinkable water?
The best way to collect drinkable water, you're going to find maybe some type of can, some type of bottle. But if you find something that is metal, let's just say you found something of this nature. What I suggest is that you filter that water first. If you're bugging out and you're taking, you're going to have a bandana in your bug out bag. If you take your container, fold the bandana, and put it over the mouth of the container, this is going to help keep debris out of this.
Right.
You then can take the container and boil it. Boil the water to a rolling boil, at least for 10 minutes. But if you don't have this with you or you're on the move, it is always good to have some type of aqua tablets. Here, these are aqua tablets.
Yeah, I carry some of those. Yeah.
Yeah, you put one per quart for 30 minutes and then another one in 30 minutes later, which will remove the iodine taste. Or you can use just aquatic purification. But a good container is the Grail. The Grail will not only filter and purify, but it removes chemicals. So if you're just in it and you have to bug out immediately, you're going to look for something that is a metal can. And if you don't have a bandana, you can use your clothing because you want to filter the water. That's very important. But more so, you want to purify it with heat. So once you have your fire, you can then boil that water to a rolling boil anywhere from 3 to 10 minutes. I really like to go at least 10 minutes to remove, pathogens and so forth.
Yeah, but I mean, if you got if you got a bug out, anybody has a bug out bag, you should have a life straw or something like that in there.
Exactly. What I take with me is a mini Sawyer.
There you go. Those are good ones. Sawyers are good ones.
They filter and they come with a bladder.
Right.
Now, a lot of times these bladders may leak after so long. So that is when you can, if you find a bottle that you can actually put the mini Sawyer onto the bottle. You can actually put this onto the bottle.
Yeah.
That you drink, it actually filters.
Yeah, a lot of them are made that way now.
Yeah, so
I don't know if you know Dave over at Southern Prepper One, but he sells some of those, and his company was the first ones to make those fit drink bottle.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it filters out 99.999% or something.
Yeah,
especially like here in Florida, we got lakes everywhere.
Yeah, so
the problem is with these lakes here, a lot of them have homes around them, and people fertilize those lawns, and then those chemicals run down in that water.
That's right.
Just boiling that will not take that out.
Exactly.
That water has to be filtered. You have to get a good filter. And they make these water filters like Sawyer right there. That's one of the best.
Yeah.
He said Southern Prepper One has a new filter out now.
I saw that with the 2 bags.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that one the other day. I watched that video, and I've been meaning to get one. So, I should have I didn't even know I was going to talk about him. I would have linked it right here for everybody. But go over to Southern Prepper One. If you're not watching his channel, you really should. He's always got a lot of great tips over there. And he keeps you on top of the news as far as what's going on with, anything that might make us go sideways. But all right, we covered shelter, we covered fire, we covered water. Give me one more thing we need to make sure we take care of.
We need to take care of navigation and food. So I'll just show you this. Let me get something real quick. When it comes to navigation, I think it is so important to learn how to use a compass.
Oh, yes.
Now, before I had used a compass, I used a GPS, which works great, but sometimes the batteries will give out when you have just put in brand new batteries.
Yeah, and if we have a grid down situation, or the net goes out, or power goes out, that thing's worthless.
Right, but I think one of the best tools is a compass. So learning the compass, learning the components of the compass, the base plate, the bevel, learning what an azimuth is. So what I usually do when I go into the bush, after I've contacted my contact person, I will let them know the address where I am. Because of this type, I use a declination. There's a difference between true north and magnetic north.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
So I give them the declination. I give them my bearing if I'm going in at 110 degrees south. And once I get to that location, I would then text them and let them know how many yards I am away from my vehicle.
There you go.
The thing about this compass is that if your bearing is ever less than 180, you just add 180 to it, and that will give you your direction on the way back. So if I go in at 190, I know I'm going to come back 190 south. I'm going to come back at 10 north. So learning to use a compass will not fail you.
Right.
And the
Because
good thing,
the magnetic poles are actually 10 degrees off from true north and south.
Yes.
That's right.
And the good thing about this compass is that you can use it for signaling. You can use it to examine yourself for ticks and so forth.
Right. I actually have one here. I'm going to give away on Sunday. I'm going to let somebody have this on Sunday. I was going through some stuff I went through the other day, had, my gear and stuff, and I found this. It was still in the box. So I said, hey, let me give that to somebody. Mm-hmm. Because these things are worth their weight in gold if you're navigating with a map. They are absolutely priceless if you're navigating with a map. And if you don't know how to do that, this would be a good reason to learn how to do that.
Exactly.
You get this, you learn how to use it, and you'll never regret it.
Right. Because
let's get on to the food. What you got for the food?
Okay, with food, I have a little list here. When it comes to food, some of the things that I have taken: trail mix, dry fruits, chocolate bars and peanut butter, hard cheddar cheese and Ritz crackers, granola bars. Something I'm going to take enough food that's going to last me for 2 days. Now, when the thing about food, you just can't. Many people say take a lot of food. Take enough food to get you where you're going. And if you run out of food, once you've been there a day and a half, it is time to forage. Now, what I suggest to people is that learn foraging. I'm studying something now, foraging for wild edible foods. Learn foraging. And this is a book, Adventures in Edible Plant Foraging.
But that depends on the region you're in.
Exactly. But also something good to carry are MREs. Take those along. Keep some MREs with you in your bug out kit and take those with you. Right. Also, hunting and trapping. Be able to be familiar with that, as well as a fishing kit.
Right.
In the event you're with someone, you may need a fishing kit.
Everybody used to laugh. I don't know if you remember those little pocket fishermen they used to sell on TV. Everybody thought that was kind of a joke, but they actually work great.
Yeah.
Put one of those in your bug out bag.
Right. This is more like a throw hat.
Oh, yeah. Just a line like that. Yeah. I got an ultralight rig that I carry in my truck all the time.
Okay.
That's like 4 feet long.
Okay.
And I can, molly that to my backpack and carry it anywhere. And
right.
That's something like that. But
I want a pocket fisherman.
Lady Prepper wants a pocket fisherman. Guess what's coming up? Guess what your next gift is for your birthday?
Okay.
Pocket fisherman.
Yeah. All right, buddy. I appreciate you being here with us. I know everybody's enjoying what you gave us here today. You folks go over and check his channel out. He's got a lot of great stuff over there. Look for those lives. They'll just pop up anytime.
Yeah.
Just when he decides to go out in the woods.
Yeah, I try to get out there as often as I can.
Yeah, but I appreciate you being here with us.
Well, I appreciate you having me.
Absolutely, man. If you start doing these live streams, let me know. I'll be glad to join you anytime.
Most definitely.
All right. I'm going to pop out of here. I'm going to let you pop out of here. I got a couple of things I want to talk to folks about.
Okay.
Unless you want to hang around.
Yeah, I'll just hang around and learn and listen.
All right. Well, it's just a couple of promos for something I got going on here, but let me get this out of the way. I try to stay within 30 minutes. Sometimes I run over a little bit.
Okay.
But I appreciate everything you brought to us. That's some tips that everybody needs to know, just in case.
Yes.
Because, hey, the way things are going right now, you never know.
Exactly.
It might all go sideways tomorrow.
Exactly.
But let me get on to this.
Okay.
My folks over at Payachi, Don't forget, guys, anytime you need tactical gear, go over there, check out their website, and use that promo code right there, Prepper20, all caps. You get 20% off your entire order, not just one item, all of it. So go over there and check that out. And our event on Sunday. Hopefully we'll see you folks over there. It starts at 2 o'clock at Blue Jacket Park here in Orlando. If you want to, like I said, if you want to share something with folks, bring it with you. If you want to set up a little table and set things out, I'm gonna set one up with a little solar power display. Lady Prepper's gonna set one up with her a get home bag, so you'll know what's in there. Give you a good idea how to build one of those. At Sunday at 2 o'clock. Hopefully we'll see you there. Hopefully we'll have a good crowd. But
if any of y'all plan on coming, let me put it in the comments.
Yeah, just stick it in the comments if you're going to come. But right here's some of the stuff we're giving away. I'm always giving away something. You guys know that. Not only this little compass, which is, like I said, priceless once you learn how to use it. I got some of the, I took the money you guys gave me and I bought some of these little solar power banks, portable solar power banks. You can charge your phone. It'll charge up a light. This is 35,800 milliamps. Has a lot of power in a small unit. I got 4 of those I'm going to give away. And that tactical light I did the review on right there. I'm going to give that away too. I got so many lights I don't need it. I mean, honestly. But this is a good one. This is a great little tactical light. If you don't want to attach it to one of your tools, it's just a great flashlight. It's that
Nishka's
simple.
bringing a door prize too.
All right. Nishka's bringing something. I appreciate it so much. She's coming. Hopefully I'll see some more of y'all there. It would be great if you.
Oh, Linda, thank you. That's a good idea.
What did she say?
The mission for the meet and greet is a chicken for Lady Prepper.
Here?
Never have too many chickens. That's chicken math.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, let me throw something out there on that comment. Let me throw this out there. A lot of people are buying chickens now. Pauline Parker made it. Thank you so much for being here. A lot of people are buying chickens now. Chickens aren't hard to raise, but you do need to know what you're doing. So don't just go buy chickens from, where is it that's selling them? Tractor Supply.
They opened up the other day somewhere, and in 30 minutes they were sold out. And There's no way all those people know what they're going to do with those chickens when they got them.
Yeah, don't just go buy them and think it. You know, all I got to do is
think through it.
take them home and feed them, and I'm going to get all the eggs I want. All right, think it through, guys. Research it. Learn what you're doing. It's not hard to do. And if they will let you do it in your area, do it.
Yeah, once you're set up, it's easy. 5 minutes a day, but you got to still, learn how to do it.
Yep, like she said, 5 minutes a day once you learn how to do what you're doing. So, want to throw that out there. And before I go, I want to thank my man for being here again. Thank you, Stephen, so much. We appreciate it. I'm sure you helped out a lot of folks tonight. And even those that's going to come in and watch this on a replay, they're going to learn something because you educated us all.
Thank you.
I thank you so much. I'm looking forward to that next live stream out in the woods, brother.
All righty. Thank you so much.
All right.
All righty.
So with that, I'm going to say stay strong, keep prepping, and pray for the USA. The Orlando Prepper is out.
All righty. Thank you.